So guys, today's video we're going to go through how you can catch perch on lures. So we're starting out with a little crankbait. Now this is from AliExpress. It's a little tiny teardrop crankbait in the chartreuse pattern. The chartreuse for me seems to be a really good colour. Even in this wind. And the reason I'm fishing the crankbait is because, one, it's got a treble hook. And it's that reedy around here that everything else just seems to be getting stuck in those reeds. I've tried drop shots, I've tried jigs, I'm just getting stuck in the reeds. You can't really cast a 1 gram jig that well because of the wind. So we're having to use the crankbait, which I don't mind because I actually love catching perch on a crankbait. Especially this one, because you can catch anything from little waspy sized perch right up to like £1.5. Oh, one hit it then, didn't quite get him. But you can catch anything, like I say, from waspy sized perch right up to £1.5, £2 perch. Doesn't matter. It does not matter what you're trying to catch. But the main reason I love fishing this as opposed to an open face jig is because of the treble hook on the bottom. Which, a treble hook, for those who don't know, if you're new to fishing, if you're just getting into it, a treble hook is basically a hook that's got 3 points. So it's got 3 points, which obviously a jig's only got 1. So on a jig, I've got 1 opportunity to hook the perch. Whereas on the crankbait, I've got 3. So for me, crankbait fishing it's my favourite way to catch them. It really is. It might not catch loads of them, and on its day it will catch a load of perch. But it's got to be right. Like, the main reason I'm using it here is, like I say, there's a lot of reed, so there's a lot of bottom vegetation. Drop shots are getting stuck in it, jigs are getting stuck in it. So realistically, the only lure left that you can tie is a small crankbait, and you can just work it ultra slow. Oh, he hit it. You can work it ultra slow and just try and get that bite. So I've got a second rod behind us, and typically what that's normally for is drop shot fishing. But what I'm going to use it for today, when I tie it up in a second, is jigs. So I'm going to put a jig on that rod. Main reason being is we've got this one on a crankbait, and I feel like that'll stir them up. Even if I don't get the bites, that'll stir them up a little bit. And then if I went through with, say, a 1 gram jig with a little Polaris worm, I reckon that'll do the business. And all I'm doing is a really slow, subtle retrieve. And I'm just getting the lure just to wiggle side to side. It's not moving a lot. It's moving just enough to hopefully entice those perch. Right, so that bit hooked a piece of reed. So I thought it felt a bit dull then. With the crankbait, you can actually feel it through the rod tip. So as you're reeling it in, you can feel what that lure's doing. So you can feel the bill of the lure actually making the lure wobble side to side. So we've actually got it. We've got a decent spot as well. So it's put a little bit of depth on, which for me, I like that. It's good. So we've got a little tiny bit more depth, and I'm just working it super slow and watching it all the way in. What I'm actually hoping is that it pulls a bigger perch. Because there's some big perch in here. Some really big perch in here. Little tiny ones just followed Ben. And all I'm doing is, when I'm reeling in, I'm just feeling on the end of the rod, just for the lure to be wiggling side to side. Right, and normally you can feel it wiggling, and then bang, and the perch will hit it. The only other thing I can do is tie a 1 gram jig on and try the 1 gram jig head. Where the weather is at the minute, the wind's died off a tiny touch, so I could probably work a 1 gram jig head near that bank. What I might try before anything else is just pinching a split shot onto that line just above the lure, just so it sinks a little bit faster. Because I do genuinely think the perch near the bottom. And I think if I can work a lure, especially this crankbait, just near where they are, I think they'll attack it. Because the perch today are super aggressive, and they have been for a little bit now. So they've become really aggressive. So what I'm thinking is, I guarantee I took them split shots out of my bag last night because I'm a moron, and now I want them. They're nowhere to be seen because they're at home in the house. Yeah, that's where they are. Fantastic. Right, so what we'll do, I'm going to try, because the rain's coming in a little tiny bit, right, so I'm going to try and just tie a little jig on and just see if we can get a few numbers of perch rather than trying for that big one yet, because I've started to forget what a perch looks like. So we'll actually just tie the 1 gram jig back on. If I ever get to that stage where I forgot what a perch looks like, we tie up a small jig, 1 gram, maybe 2, maybe 3, but we're going to start with a 1 because it works a number of lures. Like, I can work a trimmed down tiddler fast, I can work my Polarises. So tied on in the exact same way, 610 blood knot. Moisten it. Just because fluoro and mono, they've got the same properties where they'll friction burn themselves. So if you don't wet your knot when you're fishing, you'll burn through your own line. Right? Obviously you don't want to do, because it ruins your day. You don't catch any more fish because you're not snapped and you've lost your jig. And the tips that I'm using today, which are the Fox Rage micro jigs, actually make them in the 1 gram anymore. Or at least the shop where I used to get them, they don't stock them anymore. Which is very sad because I loved those little jigs. But a little jig, it can be the difference between having a really good day and having a really, really poor day. And like I say, we've got another rod further up the bank, which was set up this morning because the plan was fish a little jig on this one and then fish drop shots. The bite last time we came onto this particular venue was that slow that it was just like, it was just hard to catch. I mean, it's not on the jig because swapped over onto that 1 gram. Straight away, we're into a perch. But it's trying to spine me every time I try and unhook him. There we go. Nice little perch. So just working the lure just near those reeds. And you've more or less got to get it spot on with your cast. If you get your cast spot on, then pretty much on here you're going to catch. So just giving it a little it's proving tricky. And we're going to stop filming because that's some heavy rain coming in. So